And a pleasant good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Big T today. The Big T being Timonium. That's right, the bull ring track where everybody has fun. I'm Dave Rodman. That's Frank Vespi of the Racing Biz, theracingbiz.com. And we can follow Frank as well on X.
X.
I said it instead of Twitter.
You said it. So do you re-X then if you're like retweeting something? I mean, what are we doing here?
I don't know. I'm just trying to get into the habit.
Okay.
I'll bet you Elon Musk at 8 to 5 will change the name back to Twitter within 60 days.
Ooh, I like it. I like that kind of bet.
Because he had some kind
On
of
the other
survey
hand, if he doesn't, maybe you'll get some kind of sponsorship money for calling it X here on the Big T today.
There you go. I think he should he should have the show out live on X.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, you're talking revenue there. 51 minutes to post time. Frank, a big day coming up today. Of course, opening day and perfect weather here at Timonium and the Maryland Thoroughbred Hall of Fame induction ceremony. I know you're heavily involved with that. That'll be after the third race today. You'll have interviews.
We'll have interviews. We've got some connections here. We're going to put 3 horses go into the Maryland Thoroughbred Hall of Fame today. Shine Again, who's the stake named after Shine Again is tomorrow. Richard's Kid and Alma North. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to that. And as you said, we'll have a ceremony for them. And then Hall of Fame interviews are coming up. So races 3 and 4, want to be paying attention after those.
As addition, we have that early pick 5, late pick 5, just like Laurel, just like Pimlico, 12% takeout, mandatory payout of the early carryover potential for the late pick 5 as well. We'll have tickets. I think you did an early, I did a late.
We got it. We got it covered, and there I am. Let's dive in here. Race 1. I go 1, 2, 5 in here. Flinny Tin Tin, the 2-horse, my top selection in race 1. I'm going to take a swing. We're going to single in race 2 with the favorite Baron's Legacy. Jose Corrales, the trainer, is loaded for bear this weekend. 13 horses entered, going 3 deep in the third race. That's a maiden 12-5. Going a half mile, going with the 5, 8, and 9 there. Gina Robb just cleaned up last year with first-time starters, has one in that spot. Fourth race is an open allowance, going a mile, 3 turns here at the Big T. I'm using 2, the 2 and 3. That's 7's 11 and Ain't De Beer Cold. We're going to see a video on Ain't De Beer Cold in a little bit. Going to, I think, sit a perfect trip in that spot. And then going 4 deep to close it out, a maiden special weight there, going 1, 4, 6, and 8. The 1-horse, My Gray Humor for Cal Lynch, is going to be my top choice in that one, but did want to spread there. That's a little $36 ticket. Let's see if we could start this meet with a bang, Dave.
Yeah, I think the first race is probably actually one of the tougher races of the day.
I got no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 6-horse field, but, where's the pace of the race? Yeah, right? Flinny Tin Tin, Will Gun Bat, a filly who's been on the turf for most of her career. Will she flash that early speed going the mile on the dirt, the 3-turn mile here at Timonium? Last time she was on the dirt was a muddy track at Pimlico. Didn't have much speed, but that was a muddy track. So she's kind of the question mark in the race. I think eventually, the numbers will prevail here. And number 5, Funzalo, will be my top pick in here, followed by the 6, Search, the 2, Flinny Tin Tin, and I'm using the 4, Gun Bat in there as well, just throwing her in here. But Funzalo, I think the race will do for her would be that race at Pimlico back on May the 10th. They kind of protected her a little bit, put her on the turf twice, and then in a very fast race last time we saw her at Laurel on July 5th. Find some easier company today, and as the pace perhaps falters with about a quarter of a mile left to go, she'll be rolling late.
Yeah, I also use that horse. I've got the 2 on top here, Flinny Tin Tin for Ferris Allen, Yomar Ortiz up. This one ran really well, 3 back in a 12-5 never 2 claimer, going a route of ground, just got pipped at the wire, finishing second in nose. Then they tried the turf, that didn't go so well. Then they tried sprinting, a little bit out-footed. Now getting back to the game where this one has seemed to be the best, going a route of ground. So I think that mile's going to help. I don't think the 3 turn's going to be an issue there. So I landed on the 2 here. But as you saw on my ticket and what you were just talking about, Dave, this is one where you probably want to spread out a little bit. This is a challenging little puzzle.
And that's why I did the late pick 5, because I didn't,
you're smarter than I am.
Anyway, let's get a note on Search, though. Very important note, too. Last race at Delaware Park. She's my second selection here. She certainly could win. There were 8 races July 24th at Delaware Park. Search came out of there in second. 7 of those races were won wire to wire or by horses who were like stalking the pace right there, second at the half-mile pole. Stats Race Lens had it as a F plus day, meaning a front-running plus day. Probably hurt a running style in there. And look at her. I mean, she can stay close to some kind of pace possible if you look back on some of the races back in February, March, and even April at Laurel. So I think she'll be maybe the one to get kind of the first run on any speed in here.
Yeah, I mean, she Search is obviously live here for Kelly Rubley. Carlos Lopez, who has done well here at the Big T in the irons, that one. And Delaware has had a few days like that at this meet where it's just you had to be 1-2 or you had no shot. And that was one of those days. This horse had no shot in that spot. This may work better for her here at the Big T.
By magic, we have video this year in the second race.
Doo-doo.
The new improved Big T today. And we're going to show you Frank's pick at here. Barron's, it's your top pick, is it, right?
That is my top pick.
Barron's Legacy in
here,
race 2.
Is in between horses in this spot here. This was back on July 7th. It was dueling part of a kind of the 3-horse Vanguard here. Arrival comes up to his outside and puts a head in front here. The 5-horse looks like he's going to go on and win this thing from here. This is kind of one of those moments where you go, well, can't lose from here. Except Barron's Legacy decides, nope, going to keep chugging away here, comes back, pulls away late, wins by open lanes here. That was a good effort. Next effort goes up, sees much better horses, really runs a pretty credible race, finishing 4th, about 5 lanes behind Indian Lake, who is a legitimate hard-knocking kind of veteran horse. Now drop back in for a nickel. A lot of times I'd be a little suspicious on that sort of drop. In this case, I kind of feel like trainer Jose Corrales, who's got a ton of horses in this weekend, I kind of feel like maybe he's looking at trying to lock down maybe a training title here at the Big T. So kind of feel like this may play as a more logical spot for this horse than it might in a different circumstance. So I think if he runs back to either of his last 2, he wins here.
Well, certainly last time out, I thought a pretty good effort, even pace 4th behind a 10-time winner, Indian Lake.
Absolutely.
At Laurel. Much easier spot here on the nickel drop to the nickel. 5, Strugov is going to be my top pick. Xavier Perez winds up right here. He was the leading rider here at Big T last year. Tossing that last race, I thought it was a little tough. Icing a winner out of that race, Monday morning quarterback. Old Class Horse came out to win his race 2 back at Delaware. Nice dog fig would put him over the top in this spot. I do fear Barron's Legacy in there. John's Promise using in the mix. Here's a horse that likes Timonium. John's Promise, number 1 in race 2, 2 for 2 over this track. And then Love You Bye Bye is 1-2 straight. A little light on the numbers, at least my numbers, but perhaps Love You Bye Bye can continue. Horse who in the past had shown some early speed, but has learned to relax and settle right off the pace. He'll be in striking range. Question is he really fast enough?
Is he good enough to beat these?
Yeah. Race 3, scratch the 1, 3, and 10. That's the Maryland Thoroughbred Hall of Fame race. So we'll see that.
Also put Angel Cruz on the 8 horse here.
Campaign Promises.
Rather than Boca Chica.
Okay, on the 8, Campaign Promises. Frank, who'd you go with here?
I went with the 5 here. Need a Miracle for Gina Robb. You know, last year, Jerry and Gina Robb kind of split up their stock. Gina had a whole bunch of first starters. I think she had 5 or 6 first starters here at Timonium last year. One with either 3 or 4. There was either 3 for 5 or 4 for 6. Obviously, they came loaded for bear when they did that. This is the kind of horse that they brought here last year, kind of a lower level claiming type. That was really the entirety of my thought process here. I think they are expecting and hoping to run well, and they're bringing the kind of horses that can succeed here.
Well, I think they're expecting and hoping that she's going to have some early speed because on pedigree, she probably shouldn't. She's out of a turf kind of leaning dam, and broodmare sire Jazzle won the Belmont in 2006. So here we go, a half mile at Timonium. Maybe she has that good Holy Boss speed. We'll see here. So I kind of leaned not against her, but didn't pick her.
Oh, clearly against her. She's not in your
clearly
top four.
against her. I went to a filly who's out of a dam named Riley's Rampage, Riley's Cry Baby, and she loved Timonium. She was fast. 5 starts here at the Big T, 2 wins, 2 seconds. So Riley's Cry Baby, hoping the mom transfers a little bit of that speed to this first-time starter for Charles A. Frock here.
The Frocks always love to do well here at Timonium, so you know that they'll be bringing what they've got and hoping to get some big runs out of them.
Christian Maldonado, hot rider, last 30 days, 22%. 350 positive ROI. So I don't know, it's kind of an open race. You can see buyer selections a little bit all over the board in there. I don't know what else we wanted to say before we move on.
Good.
Because we're a little behind
let's
there.
Let's head to race 4, which is an open allowance.
Let's do it. Mackenzie has a pick 4.
Ooh.
And we're going to show that, I think.
Do we have that?
Yep, that's what I was told. The little man told me in my ear. All right.
Okay.
You know, Edward G. Robinson.
There we go. So
right.
Mackenzie singling on the 2 here with 7's 11. Going 4 deep in the next race, 4, 6, 7, 8. That 4 is It's a Monster Mash.
Mm-hmm.
Had to do that. Bobby Boris Pickett.
Bobby Boris Pickett's best bet of the day. He called and told me from the grave.
It was a graveyard smash.
Yeah.
She's going 1-3 in the 6th race. That's an allowance optional claimer. Race 7, she's going 2-6-5. So there you go, $12 ticket for
Single?
Mackenzie Pfeiffer. We'll be seeing her during the afternoon.
Go Mackenzie with my top pick. 7's 11, and that's her single. You?
I think we got video on this one as well. I'm going to try to beat the 2 here, 7's 11. I'm using him underneath here, but I like the 3 horse here. Ain't the Beer Cold, trainer Kenny Cox. Heavy on Toledo, going to be in the irons. And the reason, Dave, is this horse is he's kind of a particular horse. He likes the things that he likes. He wants to have the trip that he wants, and he will not run well if he doesn't get the trip. He's getting the trip today, I think. He's going to be 1-2 early. He's either going to be on the lead or he's going to be pressing 7's 11 for the lead. That's the trip that he wants. I think he gets it today. The video that I was going to show was from him winning here 2 years ago, so he's won over the strip. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, hopefully we get to get up that video. Ain't the Beer Cold, and that was a long time ago. We go to the Wayback Machine. Ain't the Beer Cold, 1 for 1 at the Big T. Here it is.
And here we go.
This is how long ago?
This is 2022. This was closing day 2022.
I did mark it down, and he ran an 87 buyer number that day. 87 buyer number would certainly be competitive, but not as good as 7's 11's last 2, 3, and 4 back, even 5 back. So that's the question.
No, that is the question. I mean, 7's 11 ran just okay. First time off a long layoff. First time in the Nessville Bail-on Barn.
Well,
obviously needs to step forward from there. No reason that he can't, but he will need to.
Out of the DeFrancis Dash, won by Dean Delivers, in good form right now.
Yeah,
big number on Dean Delivers. 2 and 3 back, face post time. I got to go with 7's 11, maybe stalking Ain't the Beer Cold. Now, I've seen Ain't the Beer Cold set slow fractions, win, going away. He's a fan favorite, obviously, and I love to call him. This is pretty much, I think, a 2-horse race, unless Accelerator kind of shows some way back numbers. I didn't like his last race after the layoff, but he's a Jamie Ness reclaim in here. So this is the question horse in here, Accelerator. He was cut out to be a good one. He's run some big races, run some big numbers. So maybe not as 2 horses we appear if you really like it.
As a 3-year-old, he was disqualified. He actually was first past the post in the Tessio and disqualified for bump and arrival. So he has back class and really good efforts. Not that not that far back on the page, but a long time ago in time.
All right, so Mackenzie signaling the 2 there on the pick 4. I got 2. Frank's got the 3. Let's go to the 5th race, scratch the 2, Chrissy N. And this is going to be my late pick 5. I do have a single 2 in my late pick 5, starting with race number 5, 12% takeout for you fans out there. And I'm singling in the 8th race.
Look at
There
you.
are 2 Ness horses in the 8th race, but I'm going to go with Parker Ness. We'll have a video later on. A little deeper here in this 2-year-old race. Then we're going 1, 4, 6, 8. Then we're going 3 and 7. Another 2-race sequence, 2-horse sequence of race 7, 5, and 6. Singling Parker Ness in the 9th race. Probably could narrow it down a little bit, but I want to be alive. Alive, I say.
It's alive.
Hopefully. $32 ticket. So that's a crab cake and a ticket for you.
There you go. And you might need a wheelbarrow to get your money out of here after you win.
And then you can buy more crab cakes. Come back for the weekend. All right, 5th race. You have...
I have the 1 in here, My Gray Humor. In this race, scratch the 2. Chrissy N is out. Scratch the 2 in the 5th race. I got the 1, My Gray Humor, Cal Lynch, J.D. Acosta. This is a first-time starter by City of Light. City of Light hitting 17% with 2-year-old firsters. 3 of this one's 5 siblings to race. 1 first time out of the box. Trainer Cal Lynch absolutely thrives with 2-year-olds, with first starting 2-year-olds. And in the last few years at Timonium, the Lynch barn, 6 for 9. So I like the 1 here quite a bit. I didn't single in this race. I do think you got to spread out a little bit. I like your 6 as well. In fact, we're in the same places.
Okay, yeah, Charlie Big Zone. I can't think of a Charlie Big Zone horse that has an early speed. I mean, it's seriously for Cal Lynch. I mean, he's had some really, really fast early speed type horses on turf and dirt. Easy to spot. Just watch for those yellow silks with the red, and there he goes. Could go out a while. I went to the 6 in here, though. Malibu Hooch for Todd Beatty, shipping down to the Big T out of Sunday in Malibu Moon. Bourbon Courage 13% with 2-year-old first-time starters. What intrigued me is this filly's work at Penn National August 14th, 47-4 breezing from the gate. There were 15 works that morning. 6 of those works were from the starting gate, and this filly has a bullet. So I think she's got some good gate speed as well. Does she have the Charlie Biggs, Cal Lynch type speed that the 1 does? I don't know. That's why I used both of them here. 6-1, you went 1-6.
She's
Same
another
numbers,
one,
juxtaposed.
3 siblings, 1 first time out of the box, and 5 of 9 siblings to run ran 1-2 first time out.
It's a monster mash for No Guts to Glory Farm, and John Robb ran 3rd, and I thought a good 3rd debut at Laurel back at 1st of June, going 4.5 again. Half mile today. She was near the pace in that race. 2 winners out of that race, so that's a solid race. The race has produced a couple of winners.
Yep. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm right there with you. I thought this horse ran fine. The second place finisher came back to win, as did another, and 2 others ran 2-3 in their next starts.
And Gem Runner, chrome-plated heart in the family by Painter on the outside, first-time starter as well.
Yeah, and the dam there, Christus Court by Silent Name, was a 3-time winner, was a stakes winner. 1 of this one's siblings won first time out. Painter, a little bit below average, but the Nixon barn has done pretty well with firsters, and they spring some upsets on you, the Nixon barn. They've won some races at long odds over the last few years.
Justin Nixon named Xavier Perez on that horse as well, but obviously went to the Robb Barn where he's won, a boatload of races. A million races. So anyway, let's go to race 6 after the break. We have a break. I was told, by the man.
Toyota's national sales event. Swipe into end of summer fun with an exciting new Toyota. Whether you're paddle boarding in a RAV4, mountain biking in a Tacoma, or tubing with your best friends in a Camry, you'll find plenty to post about all summer long.
Right now, get a new Tacoma SR5 with low 4.99 APR financing. Or lease one for just $279 a month for 36 months.
Come in today. Ooh, like
Toyota, let's go places.
All right, let's go to race 6, scratch 2 and 5. You have on top in this, I thought, a wide open race, with or without the scratches.
No, I'm with you. I landed on the 3 here, which is the Chalk Irish Hero. Again, that's the Rob Barnes, Xavier Perez up, ran second last time out. Pretty good effort. On the mud at Delaware Park, this one just has a ton of speed, and this is the one that they are likely to be trying to run down late.
Yeah, don't underestimate the speed of Inevitable Connection. He's a very quick horse, very quick speed on the outside, in the clear, moves in a couple of spots with the scratches. First time in Kerry Holbein's barn. They put $30,000 in the box to claim this one last time out. Steve Klasaris, a good horseman. Horse has run well, has early speed. I think all he needs to do is translate some of that good Tapeta speed at Gulfstream Park onto the dirt. He's already won well on the dirt sprinting, so I'm going to go with him there, and I think he'll be a square price. Maybe not the 6-1 now, especially with Ship the Goods scratch, but you might get the 7-2 type range in here.
We have high hopes.
All right, 7th race, scratch 3. It's Jazel.
Jazel. That was my top pick, too, just for the record.
Running again and re-entered. So
yeah, I saw that.
Scratch the 7, Big Boy Ovi. So Jazel will see that horse here at Timonium this weekend. Went to the 6 in here, Speightster Star. First-time starter. By Speightster, 14% 2-year-old first-time starters, and the Dam was a maiden winner at first asking here at Timonium. And lifetime starts for that mare, 3 wins from 6 outings and $124,000. So this one's got some pedigree to be pretty quick on the dirt.
Yeah, my star potential, the Dam, the Tri-Tap mare, did also win the Maryland Million Lassie, so that's some win early there. Speightster is above average with 2-year-old first-timers. This is the first starter for trainer Troy Singh, who just struck out on his own a few months back, so should be interesting to see how this one runs. The 5 horse I think we have to touch on, Dave. That's Phantom Speed from the Stidham barn. I did not know what to make of this horse. If this horse comes back and runs those 74s that he ran at the fairgrounds back late last year, probably the winner here. I found it interesting to see the Stidham barn, which is a high-end operation, wins a lot, has a lot of good pedigree horses here, because they have not made a single start here in the last 5 years.
With a $700,000 yearling that apparently was a private purchase. It used to be the Lothenbach stables,
okay.
The late Lothenbach. So I guess that's what happened as the horse went through the Lothenbach dispersal sale. I don't know, don't know what they paid for him, or did I not mark that down? In any case, 2 races at the fairgrounds, one going 6, one going long. Numbers are good.
Yeah.
I wanted to go back and watch the races, but they were not available. Sorry. On any format I could find.
And the answer to that is because horse racing, Dave.
Because horse racing. There's some kind of error I got there, but I would assume that he ought to be able to. I'm going to take a shot, though, with the local. Troy Singh.
We land in the exact same place
All
on
right.
top, 1-2.
All right, let's go to the 8th race. No scratches in that race. Frank, I have a video in here, but first I want to hear your opinion on the 2, Bandit's Golden Child, who I like as well.
What is my opinion on Bandit's Golden Child?
So you have one. I have one.
Obviously, I have one because I picked him on top.
Yeah.
No, I thought this one, ran. They like this horse a little bit, ran a couple 40s. They bring it back in a Maryland-bred allowance. The horse runs very well, just misses, finishing second at 22-1 odds. This is second off a little bit of freshening. The Rob barn, Jerry Robb, has won 24% at Timonium the last 5 years. I think the added ground probably works okay for this one. Was closing ground late, going 5.5, gets 2 turns and 6.5 here. So I think there's reason to think this horse can take a step forward. If he does, I think he should be right there on the wire.
I had him kind of as a horse to watch. I love that last race. He was 21-1, closing in a quick race won by Play Like a Raven. But then I look down the page and I see Jamie Ness has 2, and he's keeping both in the race. Parker Ness and War Master both coming off a time away from the races. Here's some video on Parker Ness. We're going to go back to August 23 at Delaware Park. It was a good pace ahead. Parker Ness is on the inside under the full scrub, I believe, there. The green sleeves. Kept busy and then had a nice late kick. You say, well, he's going to win. But he won by 5.
Yeah,
watch
he
this
drew away.
right here. He makes the lead and then finds the kick. Then they ran him back again at Delaware Park at a wet fast track, 2 winners out of that race. So that was a strong race. Added the blinkers. Something went amiss. He did set a fast pace. So I think he can be on the lead or just off of it, whatever they want to do. Coming off that layoff with the good workouts, I think he's going to be ready to go like a gorilla today.
Ready to go. I didn't know that was a phrase. Is that a phrase?
It
ready
is
to
now.
go like a gorilla?
Yeah, like especially one with an unlocked cage. All right.
So Jamie Ness, the trainer, just wins and wins and wins. He's the leading trainer at Delaware. I think he's leading at Parks. I think he may have led at Laurel. I mean, he wins everywhere he goes. One of the things he does not have great statistics with is bringing horses back off a long layoff. He's 13% off the 180-day plus layoff. So I think a bit of caution advised if this horse, depending on where the odds land.
And then you got War Master, who looked like he could be any kind of horse. They snuck him in for maiden 20 debut. Only paid a nickel for him. They got away with it. He wins again, and then laid up after the 5th place finish, but 3 winners out of that race.
Sure.
So numbers-wise, Parker Ness, I think no matter how you stack it, looks like he's got better numbers, but they both could come back ready to run here if you believe the stats. But you know what I say about
figs?
the dog figs.
What do the dog figs tell us, Dave?
Dog figs say figs over stats, figs over feelings. All right?
Okay.
Time and time again.
So Parker-ness.
Because I've gotten off many a winner because I'm looking at a stat and go, oh, stat doesn't fit, and here comes 6-1. Anyway, so I'm going 4 and 5 in there. 4-2, sorry.
4-2, and I'm 2-4.
Okay. 2 Ness runners. 9th race, quick and final. I don't know. I have no real strong feeling in here. Looks like a lot of speed, burning up the dough. I guess maybe the speed of the speed, I'm guessing. But I'm going to check a horse here. It might come from a little out of it, and that's Battle of Bastogne with Ederic Robles aboard the Apprentice. Beaten favorite last time out. Beaten favorite, rest, and a drop. Race 3 back was strong on March the 8th. Good enough to win there. It wasn't like a key race, but going back and looking at that race 3 back where he was second to Storming Chrome, 3 of the 7 runners in that race have come back to eventually hit the winner's circle. So I think a little bit better company.
Yeah, no, I think that's right.
And he's going to get speed in front of him.
It should get speed in front of him. One of those speed horses is going to be my top pick. That's Dream River. Apparently, I just picked all the Rob horses today. It appears to be the
always
thing.
a good thing.
Xavier Perez up for that one. That one, I feel like a slightly improved effort last time at a similar level, 10,000 beaten. Led a bit longer way and then faded late. See if he can work out a little bit of a trip this time and go on and keep on going.
Yeah. Another closer that should be on the scene is Lost Weekend. Charlestown Center shipping down here with Anthony Radcliffe aboard, putting the Apprentice aboard. The rider that had him up at Charlestown has won a lot of races for this particular trainer. Did not make the trip, but I mean, you're going to get, again, a good pace scenario, at least on paper in front.
Yeah, and beat 2 Life Company, 2 back. Didn't have a great outing last time, kind of an even effort, but that was on a wet fast track. He seems to have run a little bit better on a fast track. He's catching a fast track today. It is a Chamber of Commerce day here in Timonium.
A beautiful day. So enjoy the races. Anything more to add? I don't know.
No. Hall of Fame, 9-race card. Good stuff. Got a stake tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow. A lot of good things here. Come join us here at the Big T.
Yeah, if you missed the tickets, pick 5. Mackenzie's pick 4. We'll roll through those a little bit later today as well. Good luck here at the Big T.
Good luck, everybody.